Hey there, everyone, and welcome to the season 3 premiere of Pop Culture After Dark. Abel and Vonnie here. Vonnie, welcome back.
Hi.
It's been a while since we have recorded Pop Culture, but it was a much-needed break. Vonnie is wrapping up her season of Bitches Who Brunch. Vonnie, what's been your favorite episode so far of the season, if you had to pick one?
Ooh, probably the Zodiac episode. Like, I
That
really
was a
think
good
that
one.
was one of my favorites.
Yes, and the Local Influencers podcast will premiere in next month, September, and so that's exciting. That will be season 7, and then our Creator Con convention thing that we have going on. It's called the Coastal Bend Creator Con. We're super excited. We've taken time off because it's been wild the last few months with stress and everything and meeting deadlines, but we'll talk more about that soon. But anyway, we are going to get into the real reason why you all are here. We're talking about all these celebrities. While we were on hiatus, people were acting a fucking fool. Okay. Khloe Kardashian, Tristan Thompson, all that drama. Okay. The Kardashians, they keep us in business. So, but on today's show, we're going to be talking about Demi Lovato, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Beyonce, Wendy Williams, Britney Spears, Chris Rock, Will Smith, Shane Dawson, Perez Hilton, Brittany Griner, Neo, Lady Gaga, Shakira, Jennifer Lopez, and Ben Affleck. So let's start with Demi fucking Lovato.
Oh,
Okay.
this bitch. And now we can say it again. This bitch.
So yeah, so there's two stories we have on Demi. Vonnie, why don't you take away why we can say this bitch? What's going on with her pronouns? What is she saying about that?
Okay, so Demi has recently been in touch with her feminine side lately, so much so that she has decided to include she and her to they and them. So it was a little over a year ago when she came out, as non-binary and opened up about her own personal change and whatnot. But recently she said, I've been feeling more feminine, so I've adopted the she and her again. And I think what's important is, like, nobody's perfect. Everyone messes up pronouns at some point, and especially when people are learning, it's all about respect. So she made that decision back in April, but this is the first time that she's like come out and started talking about it and made it clear that that's, what her pronouns are. So she says she doesn't necessarily feel like a woman or a man. When she was faced with the choice, it's like walking into a bathroom, like, oh shit, which one do I go to? Whatever, it's whatever. She felt her masculine and feminine energy was balanced back then, but now recently she's feeling a little bit more feminine. So now you can go back to calling her her, she, they, them, all of it.
Okay. Yay. Well, a lot of people are giving her heat because this also comes with the announcement of an album that she's been working on. And so people are like, it's weird. Every time she has an album coming out, she's has some kind of discovery. She's in rehab. She's leaving rehab. She's California sober. She's going by they, them. And so people are like, what the fuck, Demi? And that's the only reason why we're really talking about her, because this has all come up, and not because of her new album. We're not excited about that. Um, but speaking of her new album, one of her songs that is going to be released on the album, I believe the album is called Holy Fuck, but the U and fuck is spelled with a V, and it's been getting a lot of traction online. It's like going to be a full album apparently, but there's also in one of the songs that just like some lyrics leaked. It seems that she's shading her ex Wilmer. I can never say his last name. Um,
Valderrama.
Valderrama. Yeah, that's a last name, y'all.
That,
So Wilmer Valderrama. So it seems like she's shading him. And some of the lyrics it says, "Finally 29, funny, just like you were you at the time. Thought it was a teenage dream, just a fantasy, but was it yours or was it mine?" She goes on to say, "Too young to drink wine. Just 5 years of bleeders, student and a teacher. Far from innocent, what the fuck's consent? Numbers told you not to, but that didn't stop you." So, mm, what are your thoughts on Demi seemingly shading her ex, Wilmer, after
you
everything
know,
he's been through with her?
I kind of am not caught up on what he's been through with her. So
All
I
her
don't know.
in and out of rehab.
Oh, the rehab stuff. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. I think, I think like the like references their 12-year gap. You know what I mean? Like their age gap and stuff like that. And I don't she must be feeling some kind of way. I'm here for this shit. I gotta hear both sides though. I wanna hear like someone come out and if she did, if it is her shading her ex and if someone calls her out on it, I hope she is like Britney up there talking about, yeah, I said it. I
She
fucking
won't.
said it.
She won't. Or maybe she will just for a headline.
Maybe she wants him back. I don't know. Maybe she's being a bitch because she wants him back. I don't fucking know. I don't never know what goes on in he, she, her, them, they, it, I, my, why, ye, whatever. I really think that that's just a
Mm.
joke to the non-binary community and stuff like that. Like I get what she's saying that people like make mistakes and everything like that. But girl, please get the girl by. You're using it as like, oh, I got a new album coming out. Like this is just like to keep her fucking name in people's mouths. I'm sorry, bitch. Let the music speak for itself. Some of her shit's good. I mean, come on.
Some of it is, but it's like a lot of it is just like I don't know. Lately, she has a few bops though. But we just don't like all the extra bullshit that she does. So let's
She
move on
could
to the
still take a seat.
Queen. From Demi Lovato D-list to the Queen A-lister. I'm wearing the Queen's shirt that just came in today from her Renaissance album. So last time we talked about there were signs of her maybe releasing new music, and I was like, it's gonna come, it's gonna come. And sure enough, her single came out a month ago, and she announced her album. Well, there's been a lot of issues coming out with this album, which is funny because this is one of Beyonce's first like traditional rollouts of her albums in a very long time. She's been the last two albums have been very just like drop when she feels like it, and or like her Lemonade album came out. I think it was HBO or I think it was on HBO. It was like a whole thing. Like you had to have it was like a whole thing. It wasn't this traditional rollout. Um, well, her album leaked 2 days before it was released, and that did not stop members like me of the Beehive. We did not. I held out on it. I did not go and look for it. But with that coming out, singer rapper Khalees actually got wind of it because she heard some of one of the tracks called "Energy" was leaked, and she noticed that some of the writers' credits for that song were for Pharrell and some other guy who actually wrote and owned the rights to Milkshake. And Khalees said that it was disrespectful of Beyonce to not reach out to her as artists from an artist to an artist to get permission for that. However, Beyonce went through all and her team, not maybe just not her, but the team went through all the proper legal channels. They gave credit to the actual owners of the song and she moved around. Well, since that, Beyonce, I guess, has heard of Khalees's little issue because Khalees is going on social media ranting and doing interviews and shit. So what do you know? Beyonce sure did take out the sample, take off Pharrell and the other guy that wrote Milkshake, and now Khalees and them have no. She took out everything from that song, so they have no claim to the song. Khalees could have been getting some kind of coin if she owned any portion of her song. She would have been getting royalties from this song, and because she threw a fit, now they're not earning anything because Beyonce took out that sample. What are your thoughts before I continue with the rest of this drama that's happening of Beyonce? First of all, Khalees's standpoint, and then Beyonce removing that and not even addressing it.
Well, as far as Khalees goes, I think that she went about it the wrong way. If Beyonce had went through all the proper channels and her legal team went through all the proper channels and they got permission from the person that actually owns the song, the rights to the song and stuff like that, then that's understandable. She should have just saw that as, hey, oh my God, like repost it. The queen herself is using my, you know what I mean? Like
Like
there, it could have.
let me get on the remix. Let me get on the
Yes,
remix,
it
Beyonce.
could have been, like, spun so many different ways, like, in so many
Mm.
different ways. Um, Flip side, as it I see Khalees's point to a point about courtesy, like, this like, the you know what I mean? Like, the courtesy, artist to artist courtesy and this and that. Beyonce could have just, like, even whipped her just a quick message, like, this is what's going down, whatever, whatever, as courtesy. Now, I will say, Miss Bay, she sits up there in the queendom all on her own and stuff like that. So she feels that the peasants are beneath her sometimes and she don't need to be doing all that because her legal team did it. Like, I mean, I get it, cool. But, artist courtesy, sure. Should Khalees have went on her rants and raves and shit? I mean, girl, you did it wrong. You could be making bank off of this and you just acted dumb. As far as Beyonce and what the fuck she did, she didn't address it. She just removed that shit. That to me is major queen energy. I don't have
Mhm.
the time, space, want, need, or desire for that bullshit in my life. So I'm just fucking removing it. Period. Like that's how inconsequential you are and your sample and shit like that is to me. So I'm fucking here for that.
Yeah, and I actually really like that she didn't address it and everything. But it's also like a slippery slope because I don't know if we talked about it or not. Maybe in our special episode that we did, about how Lizzo removed a lyric from her song, about damn time. She removed the word spaz from it
Yeah,
because it was
yeah.
offensive. People are actually, Beyonce actually uses that lyric in one of her songs now, and people are calling on her to remove that lyric. She did not respond, however, the label did, and the label is removing the lyric from the song. I'd never even heard that lyric, and I've heard the album probably about 7 million times now. That's all I listen to from the moment I go to wake up to the moment I sleep. That's all I listen to. I have not listened to any other music, and I had never heard that lyric, but apparently the label said they have removed it or are removing the lyric. And I
Mhm.
say the whole Khalees thing and removing things, it's a slippery slope because now Monica Lewinsky has recently tweeted that she wants Beyonce to remove her name from Beyonce's 2016 song called Partition. Beyonce uses Monica Lewinsky's name in one of her lyrics, saying, "He Monica Lewinsky'd all on my gown." And so now Monica Lewinsky is asking Beyonce and her team to remove her name from that song. So it's a slippery slope, doing the right thing, right? And you're doing, or whatever like you said, either the right thing when it comes to spaz lyric or the shady thing of not even wanting to address Khalees and her drama. Then now Monica Lewinsky comes out of the woodwork talking about "Take My Name Out of Your Song" from 2016.
That
What?
to me, that has some Will Smith energy. Keep my fucking name out your fucking mouth.
Hmm.
Period. So
But it's also like, girl, it's 2022, and you're talking about 2016. She had a whole album in between these. Like,
I
technically, she's had
know.
like 3 albums out, but we don't count 2 of them. So,
Like it's been
um,
out for years already. Everybody is already out there. Like there, you know how many more Monica Lewinsky's they did all over skeet skeet, all over dresses and stuff. Now what I mean, what I could possibly see happening is maybe suing her for some kind of monetary, like whatever, for using that name or title or whatever the fuck. But I'm like, girl, please. You want her to take it out after everybody already done sang it, heard it, downloaded it. Like everybody who's got it, it's automatically gonna take that that word, your name, out of
I
the
didn't.
song.
I didn't even have to pull it up. I already knew the lyric and what song it was from. I just knew. So I was like, I didn't even have to. So it's like everybody knows it.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's so dumb, but um, I think we've talked. Like I said, I think we've talked about it before about artists changing lyrics and stuff. I hate censorship of art. It's just like, I don't know. You're not ever going to please everybody. So it's like,
Mm-mm.
just do what you want to do and, whatever. But, I guess it's a different time that we're living in, especially with Generation Z out and being adults now.
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's just a different time. And so they have to be a little bit more, I don't know, whatever. But, um, just with all this Beyonce drama and everything, the one last thing is, I think it was Diane Warren. I don't know, some old bitch was shading Beyonce because she wanted to know how come Beyonce has so many writers on her songs.
Mhm.
Well, if she's actually in the music industry, so she should know this, but it's funny to me that she doesn't, because it just took me a quick Google search. Well, anytime they use a sample from a song, any kind of samples, it doesn't mean that they have to be credited as writers of the song. So it doesn't mean that they actually were in the room with Beyonce writing this song. It just, or the lyrics for her. It just means that she took a part of like inspiration for them and wants to give them their credit. and she wants to give. And Beyonce's thing with this album is celebrating artists that may have been overlooked, haven't been given their flowers, specifically artists of color and LGBTQIA artists. And so she samples, I mean, 10s and 20, like, so she'll sample like 3 or 4 artists in one song on this album.
Mhm.
But it's intentional. She wants to spotlight and get their name out there for them. And so what are your thoughts about her saying, Beyonce? Because there's people like Adele, for instance. Adele, when you look up some of her songs, there may be her and one other person that writes her songs. um but Beyonce, like I said, a lot of her going into this, what is, she wants to get other people that may have been overlooked out there, people that inspire her, and give them credit. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I just find it really hilarious because this chick, Diana Warren, she's a songwriter. She's a writer. She's worked with like so many artists and everything. So how are you asking a question like that whenever, and her tweet was her actual tweet was, how can there be 24 writers on a song?
Yeah.
I mean, well, you kind of know, but I mean, 24 writers on a song is kind of a lot. So, but she did say she backpedaled that tweet later on and she said, okay, I meant no disrespect to Beyonce, who I've worked with and admire. I'm sorry for the misunderstanding.
Oh, that's
She
the
said it
bee.
was,
That's the beehive coming for her. That's why she said that.
yeah, she said it wasn't meant as shade. I was literally and legitimately curious. How could there be 24 writers on a song? So, with the internet, there's always where it could be interpreted wrong. Even like when you're talking and you say, you'd be like, wow, how is there 24 writers on the song? Or how is there 24 writers on that song? You know what I mean? It's like you can be
Mm,
sarcastic and not be sarcastic and get taken like, but here I think she did mean it shady the way that she wrote it, and they are coming for her and stuff like that. So, dumb bitch. That's all I got. Dumb bitch. Like,
like,
what?
how else could you mean that if you took time to pull out your phone, get on Twitter, and then tweet that? How else could you mean it?
Yeah,
And then if she's like, I respect her, it kind of goes back to the conversation we had about Beyonce and Khalees. Like, they could have reached out together to each other, or Beyonce could have reached out to Khalees, and if Khalees had a problem, she could have reached out to Beyonce. But it's like kind of the same thing. If you worked with her in the past, why didn't you just reach out to her?
yeah,
Just
exactly. This is just
some
shade.
shady bitch. Yeah.
Shade, get
So
her name out there. Like, why are these people just doing it all the wrong way? This is so stupid. Who is their PR people? Fire your PR person. The
I
fuck?
know. I don't know. But speaking of controversy and PR, drama, and everything, let's move on and talk about Chris Rock and Will Smith. The slap that was heard around the world, right?
And seen
And
around the world.
seen around the world. Well, the drama is not over because Will Smith recently actually um, gave this kind of like speech, like prepared speech, apologizing to Chris Rock, and it's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way because it didn't seem genuine. It was like kind of pre-scripted. It was just very ingenuine, and people just, people always have a problem with everything. Well, Chris Rock, it's been, sources close to Chris Rock have said that he is not ready to make plans or he's not ready to reconcile with Will Smith following Will Smith's lackluster apology. So Will Smith, in a part of his apology video, he said, quote, I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk. And when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. But I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world. And if you hang on, I promise we'll be able to be friends again. That was Will's apology to Chris, and Chris's team said, nope, not today, bro. So what I I think you posted a Facebook thing, it was today or yesterday. I hold grudges. I said same. Um,
Yeah.
and then imagine on national TV. Oh no, you got
Hmm.
me fucked up. So what's going on through your mind when you hear Will Smith's part of his apology and then Chris Rock not being ready to accept it?
Well, I Honestly, this is the first time I'm hearing about this, the apology, so I cannot wait to go watch it. I'm
Mm,
definitely gonna watch it, because there was, like, a lot of stuff addressed in it, just like he addressed, like, after Jada rolled her eyes, "Did she tell you something?" was a question that Will Smith answered in the video, and he said, "I made the choice on my own from my own experiences. Jada had nothing to do with it." And he apologizes to her for them getting, like, backlash, about that. That but, I think any, like, when it's been this long and you do have to put an apology out there, like, some of it when they say scripted, like, if I had to do an apology and stuff, I might write it out first a little bit, because if I come on here just to apologize, I'm gonna sound like I'm gonna trip up on my words. I'm not gonna say everything I should. It's like one of those conversations when you have in the heat of the moment, and then later on at night you're thinking about it and you're like, damn, I should have said this. So I kind of get like, okay, maybe he did write it down. Now, was it from him or was it from like his PR team or something? That's what makes it like genuine and sincere and stuff like that. And some people, when they are reading, but you know what? He's an actor. He's been doing this for years. There's no reason why he should come across as insincere or anything unless he legitimately is insincere. And at this point, he's just trying to do some kind of recovery for his career and his future prospects, and stuff like that, where he's trying to save face. So I have to actually look at it before I can say like what I think about like the actual thing. And he should just like respect what Chris thinks. Like, of course, like I would not, I'd be like, oh, you're sorry? Fuck your apology. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit right
mhm,
now. No. Cause yeah, I did post that. I hold grudges and I fucking do. Like,
mhm.
I don't care.
Yeah, I think it's okay for Chris not to be ready for the apology. That's fine because I hold grudges too. But I
Mhm.
also feel like the world shouldn't be mad at Will Smith. It should be Chris Rock that should be mad at Will Smith. It's not the world's fight.
Right.
And real Will Smith has had he's done and opened a lot of doors for actors and comedians of color, and he's been in the business for such a long time. It's like there's a saying that says something like don't judge someone on their darkest day, or in their darkest moment. And it's like the world, it's not he didn't slap the world, he slapped Chris Rock, and that's between them and whatever. And I don't know, I just feel like he's lost a lot of opportunity and job with this because of this slap. I feel like he's been punished enough, and I think that you know the world should just mind their own damn business.
I'm for you on that one. Like, honestly, like, yeah, was it fucked up that he went and slapped Chris Rock? Yeah, yeah, and nobody's like sitting there like literally advocating for violence or whatever. But Chris Rock had his wife's name in his fucking mouth. Like, you know what I mean? And plus, like, Chris Rock, one, like, he could have known like what they go through on a personal level because of what she suffers from hair loss. All I know is if I was suffering from hair loss and I ended up having to go bald and stuff like that, and somebody wanted to use that as a joke or a punchline, whatever fucking man's sitting next to me better get their ass up and handle that. Like, or I would have. I probably would have got to Chris Rock before my husband or boyfriend or whoever's there with me. Like, like that's what we're not gonna do. So
I
maybe Chris Rock, get with your people on that one.
I get
Like,
that, but it's like Jada's been bald for as long as I can remember. So
me too, but
was
I
it?
never knew why.
But is it like a new thing that all of a sudden she's suffering hair loss? Because bro, I hate to break it to the world, but she'd have been not had hair.
Yeah, but
The hair been missing, and I
I
understand.
never.
I understand her medical condition, hair loss, but it's not like it just happened.
Right. It's just it could be a touchy subject. You know what I mean? I know if I'm out with you somewhere and somebody want to make any kind of joke about you like that, I'm getting up and I'm splitting their head. Like, I don't care. Like, boy, respect. So I mean, I get to a point why Will Smith did what he did. But he didn't stand there and fight with him. He just went, slapped that man and left. Like, oop. And like, you take accountability for what you say. And I think that's like another thing. Like, about nowadays is people think they can do and say whatever they want because it's the internet or whatever, and they forget when they get in person with these people, like, my guy, that was a little bit of disrespect there. Like,
Mhm.
so yes, he did a bad thing. He was punished already. I don't think he should have lost all the projects that he did lose. I think that was bullshit. A lot of people like they like say, "Oh, don't take this in real life," but people like to come for people's livelihood when they don't agree with something that they do. They come for their money, they come for their way of life, their living, like all that stuff. Like, come on, you guys. At a certain point, enough has to be enough. And that man he's already paid enough. Like, he just needs to work this out with Chris Rock and not the rest of the world.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on and let's talk about another celebrity that I don't think we've even talked about her before, maybe once, but she's in some trouble. She's not a name that you associate with jail or federal prison time or Shakira.
Shakira, you will now though.
Because her hips, and girl, her hips don't lie, but her tax records might.
Oh, her tax records are, yeah, she's in some trouble. So she is Spanish prosecutors are coming after her and calling for more than 8 years in prison for Shakira and a fine of $24 million over alleged tax fraud. This has been like a years long case against the Colombian superstar. These legal troubles began like back in 2018 when they accused her of evading taxes amounting to 14 million euros. So that's nearly $15 million between 2012 and 2014. The 3 year period, they claimed that she had not yet officially moved to Spain. So there's like a little geographical stuff there. Um, so they hadn't gathered sufficient evidence at the time, but now they are pursuing those tax fraud charges in court. And there's 6 charges against Shakira, and she rejected a settlement deal. So she's like,
Oh,
"Nope, let's take this to court. I'm here for it. I want that day in court." So she's cooperating. She's abiding by the law, as you know, as it has been since then, supposedly. But yeah, so basically, we're just looking to see what the judge is gonna decide on this. Like, I don't know.
you don't
Like,
play with you don't play with the money.
how is the fine more than what you actually owe in taxes? Like, that's hilarious.
For all their trouble and issues and backaches.
Mm-mm. Like, I
Girl,
don't like taxes is one thing. There are 2 things certain in your life: taxes and death, homie. Like, why are you fucking around?
I know. I don't. I guess we're gonna find out what happens because, oh Jesus, Shakira, you do not want to be in jail, girl.
Mm-mm.
Lord, that's why whenever I saw that article pop up, I was like, what in the hell's happening in this world? Like, ever since 2020, just the world ain't shit. Like 2019, 2020, 2020, I'm like, none of this is shit. I hate it
None of
all.
the 20s. Fuck the 20s. They ain't shit.
No, for real. So, somebody that would beg to differ with us is Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. They recently announced on Instagram, Chrissy posted a photo of her with a baby bump, announcing that she's carrying what people call a rainbow baby. So I believe we actually reported that John and Chrissy were actually pregnant before. What was it, like a year or two ago now? Yeah, two
Mhm.
years ago. Man, that feels wild. It feels like we just talked about it.
I
Well,
know.
that's weird. 2 years ago, they suffered a miscarriage. Of their, I think it would have been their third or fourth child. Let me see. It would have been their, uh, I think it's a third child.
And it was a boy. They lost their son Jack in September of 2020.
Yeah. Well, she did post a little baby bump photo, her on Instagram. I love the photo. And she said, quote, "The last few years have been a blur of emotions to say the least, but joy has filled our home and hearts again. 1 billion shots later." And then she says, in parentheses, "in the leg lately, as you can see, we have another on the way." Every appointment I've said to myself, okay, if it's healthy today, I'll announce. But then I breathe a sigh of relief to hear a heartbeat, and decide I'm just too nervous still. I don't think I'll ever walk out of an appointment with more excitement than nerves, but so far everything is perfect and beautiful, and I'm feeling hopeful and amazing. Okay, phew, it's been very hard keeping this in for so long. I wonder, she doesn't say how long she is, like how long she is along in the pregnancy, but it'd be very interesting to see how long she has been holding the secret, and she looks really good pregnant though.
Yeah, yeah, she does. She looks beautiful. And from the looks of her baby bump, she looks like she's well off into her second trimester already. So definitely wish her nothing but the best with this pregnancy. Everybody knows rainbow babies. They bring a whole whirl of emotions whenever you do end up, and having a baby after a miscarriage is always really hard, or just losing the child as far along as she was in her last pregnancy and stuff. So, congratulations to them. This will be their fourth child.
Yes. So, congratulations. Super happy for them. Now, to a couple that is splitting ways, Neo and his wife. What is going on with Neo? That's another name that I don't think we've ever talked about.
I know, it's crazy. So Neo just out here being a ho ho. Hope for show, Neo. All right, so his wife is putting an end to the couple's marriage, filing for divorce, and claiming that the singer recently fathered a child with another woman. So her name is Crystal Rainier. Renee, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Renay. She married Neo back in February of 2016, and she filed divorce documents earlier this week in Atlanta, saying that the couple's marriage is broken with no hope for reconciliation. So now what's most shocking is, her and Neo, they have 3 children together of their own. And she says that she did father this child with another woman. And the date of separation that she listed was July 22nd, 2022. Oh, girl, keep them twos.
Mhm.
Now she's asking for primary physical custody of their kids, joint legal custody, child support, and alimony. So there's no word on, what's been going on, like who the other woman is, the child, how old is the child, when did this happen, how did it happen, anything like that. All she's throwing out there is that he cheated on me, had a kid with somebody else. I just found out. I'm done.
Mm. That is Neo, bro. Just quit being a hoe. What is going
Yeah.
on with these people?
You know, but they've always had trouble, like, since they got married. Like, they haven't been married very long, but, like, back in 2020, she had filed for divorce, but then pulled the paperwork and decided not to, and then they had a second wedding earlier this year in
Dumb
Vegas.
bitch. Dumb bitch.
So, I know, right? Aw, Khloe Kardashian. Fuck outta here.
Clown. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god.
so
All right. So let's going from like the breakups and divorces to people that are getting married. So Britney Spears was recently married, and she just took to Instagram to slam a church that she wanted to get married at. She posted a photo of a church on her Instagram, said, "This is where I originally wanted to get married during COVID." So basically saying that during COVID, I'm like, I wonder if all these celebrities and people are saying like during the pandemic, during COVID, I'm like, I wonder if they know we're still in a pandemic.
yeah,
Like,
no.
COVID's still happening. Like, do they know that? Like, I don't know.
We
Um,
didn't even know that,
I'm
so
like, we're in a pandemic and now there's monkeypox. I'm like, come on, y'all. Like, it's not over. Mother Nature hates us. But anyways, she says, she continues, I wanted to go every Sunday. It's beautiful, and they said it was temporarily shut down due to COVID.
Mhm.
Um, then 2 years later, when I wanted to get married there, they said I had to be Catholic and go through tests. Isn't a church supposed to be open to all? Um, so a couple of things, Brittany. You lost me at the word Catholic, bitch. Everybody knows you got to be a part of that clique. You got to be a part of that. You got to be a part of just that. You know, Illuminati bullshit to be a Catholic. Not everyone's invited. Not everyone goes here. Not everyone can come here. Not everyone can sit with us there. They love everybody except people that are not Catholic. So, girl, you should have known better. Two, the church has since clapped back at Britney, and they released a statement and to TMZ, and they said that they checked their records, and there is nothing ever that like there's no such thing of this ever happening. Brittany never even tried to or attempted to get married at their church. So, what are your thoughts about all of this? And the church, not the Catholic Church, clapping back, but I mean, they all, of course, they just say themselves and they're priests. So,
Okay, so she's mad because the Catholic Church didn't wanna let her get married at their church because she's not Catholic.
yeah, she should know better. That's what I'm saying.
Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. This is like a girl, bye episode. Like, good fucking bye. This is stupid. Like, this is dumb. Please tell me she's being dumb. Like,
Nope, she posted a photo of the church and everything.
How are you gonna be mad when you don't even Catholic? Like, you can't be mad. You cannot find a non-denominational church, girl, and move along. What is going on here? Find a cute little chapel in the middle of fucking boho nowhere and Pinterest the fuck out of it and call it a day. What the fuck? I can't. Like, if you're not a part of that posse, you're not coming in. Like, not everybody gets on the Rasta. You're not on the Rasta. Like, fuck out of here. I can't stand her. I can't stand her. Like,
I,
that's
I want
stupid.
I want to go to a Catholic church, and when they start saying prayer or whatever they do, I want to be like, "Is it hot in here? Are y'all getting hot?" And start sweating and stuff, and just freak people out.
This is so dumb.
Uh,
I'm I want to go to like some other kind of denomination church and be like, but we're not singing Catholic hymns. Why not?
yeah, isn't it
And be
like
mad.
um I know Jewish it's not called church, it's called for like the people, Jewish people, like what is it called?
Oh,
Synagogue maybe.
synagogue. Yeah,
So it's like going there and trying to get married, but to do that you have to be Jewish to get married.
exactly. And
And
Jewish people, like when you go to a synagogue, they'll slam the door in your face. They ain't even gonna tell you no. They're just gonna close the door. So I would have lived for that. Like, bitch, get mad about that. Like, I cannot.
they would have been like, "Yeah, we said what we said."
Exactly, and I love that the Catholic Church came back and was like, "Never happened. Bitches on crack. Never
Uh,
happened. Brittany,
they're
are
like
you okay?"
they're like, "She's that never happened." Just like all of our priests never molested any children. They just get relocated.
Oh, and I
So, um, now to a couple that didn't have a problem getting married in time. They're not Bennifer. Every 2000 teenagers, young adults' dream couple is officially married and they're living their best life. Vonnie, what's going on with them?
oh my god. Yes. So officially they are hitched. And now they did post a massive photo dump of photos and videos from their surprise wedding that they had showing herself in a dress, him in a tux. They both look amazing. Now this did happen in Vegas. Now the funny story here is that the pastor that came out of the place where they got married, he came out he did like an interview and he's like they were asking him, did you know it was them, was this planned or whatever, and he was like no, and they're like, oh, I bet you made like a lot of money off of this, and he was like, I wish, but
Oh,
we have the
same.
regular base, exactly, the regular base price. They paid $75 for the chapel, and then he said, and then they took care of me at the end and gave me a tip. I will tell you this, it was less than a few thousand.
A few
So I don't
thousand.
know if that was like kind of like, oh, shade, like maybe a little bit of shade. But he said we had no clue they were coming in. We were actually about to close. I had just finished up like the fifth wedding at 9 p.m. and it was just me and our coordinator there. That's when we saw the Escalade pull in. I really didn't recognize them at first. They walked through and then walked in, and I was like, man, I know them. I think I know them. And then I put it together who they were. They asked, do you have time to do one more? And I was like, yeah, we can do one more. Why not?
Oh,
So everything was really nonchalant and everything when it comes to, their wedding and whatnot. Now they did receive, like, the interwebs received a copy of their marriage certificate. It was filed by the staff of the Clark County Clerk's office, and you can see the marriage license, state of Nevada, marriage certificate. The pastor's name was Ryan Wolf, the 17th of July. And I did not know Ben Affleck's middle name. His middle name is Geza, Geza,
I kind of like that.
Benjamin Geza Affleck of Santa Monica, California, and Jennifer Lopez of Santa Monica, California. It even puts their birth dates and stuff, like, so all their information is just like this. The whole certificate is just out there in the interwebs. So
Yeah,
I find that
it's public,
completely
like
hilarious.
public information, right? It's like
Yeah,
that's how TMZ always finds out people get marriage licenses because it's public
I
information.
know.
That's
They always
wild.
tell it. They never like show the whole license. I'm like, oh, okay.
Just put their address. Shit.
Goddamn, blood types and everything. Just
Mhm.
so last four of the social. Just put it all on there. But we're really happy for this couple. They reunited back in April of 2021. They announced their engagement April 8th of 2022. So and then
Damn,
this
it's been that
whenever
long.
Yeah, yeah. Jennifer was first spotted with the engagement ring on April 17th, which caused the rumors. I mean, April 7th, and so on April 8th was when they broke the news about the engagement.
Hmm.
So this is like, I don't know, like they just went to Vegas and got married. Hey, cool. Here we are. We spent we spent $3,075 on our wedding.
Mm, the ghetto, not a white refrigerator, girl. The ghetto. Oh Lord, Bennifer.
One door white refrigerator.
Oh no, not the white refrigerator one door. Yeah, congratulations to them. So let's move on to Wendy Williams. So her TV show wrapped, and it wrapped without her on it. The Wendy Williams show ended without Wendy Williams. But anyways, we're not here to talk about that. We're talking about an interview that she recently did with Hollywood Unlocked on Tuesday. Wendy went on and said that she recently tied the knot. She stayed tight-lipped about the details of the ceremony, though. So people really don't know when or where it took place or who she's even dating. The only thing that we do know about her is that his name is Henry and he is a police officer for the NYPD. But William Shelby, who is Williams's rep, recently said to Page Six that is inaccurate. She's excited about a new relationship and probably got carried away in conversation. Um, so that's interesting because it's, I don't know, people are, Wendy is I don't know what is wrong with her. I know she has a lot of health issues, but I really honestly feel like there's genuinely something mentally wrong with her for
Mhm.
them not to allow her back on her TV show. Um, and then her saying she's, them, the production company saying that it was because of health issues. They didn't say what kind of health issues, but then her being on all these radio shows, doing interviews, showing her feet to random strangers on Zoom calls. She's announced that she's going to be doing a podcast, and I don't know what's happening with her. What are your thoughts on her rep trying to cover up for her? People just ain't shit. People are just like, quit talking, everybody.
Yeah, yeah. She's a mess. Like she's a whole mess. Like, I don't know, because she had a previous like this isn't like the first cut. Like she's got like a thing for police officers, I guess. So in 2019, she was dating a former cop and criminal justice expert named Dr. Darren Porcher. But he denied the relationship. So that's what was funny. Like there were some reports saying that he said yes, that they're dating, but then he came out and was like, it's flattering to hear, but that wasn't the case. I'm in a relationship and I just
Oh,
worked security for her for a couple of weeks after she filed for divorce. So, Wendy, girl, start getting receipts of these relationships because these guys are coming out and saying, and then you Coco Loco. So,
oh no.
come on, like when girl, you know already receipts, pictures, videos. Because I tell you what, if I was Wendy and Mr. Darren Porcher came out talking about I'm in a relationship, nah, I sure would have posted all them receipts. And Abel, I keep all my receipts. So
Hmm.
please say that something didn't happen when I have pictures and videos and everything suggesting otherwise. So
I'd be like, how are you with her when you're with me?
period. Period. On this day at this time,
Or I
on
would
this
just
hour.
post the photo and no caption and tag you and
Oh,
her.
yep, all of them, and then
We're
tag
done.
TMZ.
All the ABC News, everybody,
W
CNN,
Washington Post, everybody. I'm tagging
everybody,
everybody.
Fox
I
News. I don't give a damn.
I'll even tag the Crónica. I don't care.
The ghetto. Oh God. Um, let's move on now and let's talk about Shane Dawson. He recently did an interview, his first public interview with Perez Hilton. They talked. I listened to the entire interview today, and Shane reveals. Obviously, he has a new podcast out. It's about conspiracies and all that. I have not listened to it just because it's not really my jam. Like I don't really care about that kind of stuff. But he was kind of on there basically promoting his podcast, but he talked about when he was at the peak of his career, so the most popular he has ever been. And I'm wearing a Shane Dawson hat in honor of him today, because I actually, this is when
Thank
I came
you.
on to him, was when he did a documentary with Jeffree Star, and they documented the entire process of basically coming up with his brand, with his makeup line, palette, everything. And I really enjoyed the documentary. He was on a roll with documentaries. He was like he did one like on Tana Mojo and the TanaCon. He was doing like, he was just like doing these redeeming stories of people that, and showing a different side that people that we don't get to see the other side. Like we don't get to see Jeffree Star, the other side of him, like his that he's like how he does and goes out of his way for his friends and like his business partners. Like you got to see Jeffree Star pissed off in that documentary, like the business side of him behind the scenes of his factory. And so it was cool. But Shane revealed to her is that he actually was at his saddest and most depressed moment in life during those times. Not
Mhm.
when he got canceled after the fact, but during those like what seemed to us to be his happier times was when he actually thought about unaliving himself. And yeah, and I found that very shocking. It was wild because I remember seeing the video and I was like, he has so much going on. He's so happy. And then when he got canceled, I'm like, oh, he has to be going through it. But he actually said that during the interview that the cancellation was like, it was hard, obviously, but that now he's in a better place because of it. Like he moved out from LA. They're living in some, I don't know, everybody's moving to like some fucking weird state that nobody lives in. And he's like living in the middle of nowhere and he enjoys it. He's doing his podcast now. And so do you find that surprising that he was in a, like, what appeared to us as one of his highlights of his life was actually a low moment for him, and then what appeared to us as like, oh, he's done for, was actually like his turning point? So like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's it was surprising, yes, to me too, to hear that because he was sitting so high, like he was very popular at the time. He was making good money. He had just did the collab with Jeffree Star, and that was great. You know what I mean? So it's hard to believe, like, what, not hard to believe, but it's hard to fathom that that was one of the lowest points where he was thinking about unaliving himself, but that's how it goes. The most seemingly happiest people in the world in those moments are fighting demons that you know nothing about. So, I believe it. So like with Robin Williams, same thing. That man was always happy, cheerful, laughing, making jokes, making everybody else laugh and stuff like that. You never would have thought he was in the place, in the headspace that he was in. So, you know,
Yeah, I know, like it was surprising to me, but it shouldn't have been because I've been through that and I felt that, and so it's weird. But they always say it's like always check on the person that's making everyone else laugh. Always
yeah,
check on them because they're the
yeah,
ones that don't get checked on. So I'm glad that he didn't unalive himself and that he's still here and that he's coming through it. That's why I'm wearing his hat because I still like Shane Dawson. So yeah.
yeah.
So now let's move on and talk about Lady Gaga. She posted on Instagram today, and I was so confused with this post. I didn't know if it was like a new song, like what was happening, where were we, what was she talking about. But
Hmm.
Bonnie, you have the lead on this one because you had to fill me in. I said, "Oh, is that what that was?" Because I had no
Oh.
idea what the fuck she was announcing.
Yep. So Lady Gaga has revealed that she will be playing Harley Quinn opposite to Joaquin Phoenix in the sequel to Joker. So the sequel is going to be called Joker Folie à Deux. I don't think I said that right.
Why do we gotta make it so fucking
Folie à
hard?
deux.
We
Folie
can
à
barely speak
deux.
We can barely speak English.
I
The
know.
fuck?
I'm a filet à deux. I do not know how to say this. but
Mm, I did
it,
not know. I said, "Oh, is she gonna be on Broadway? Is this a song? Is this an
what is
album we're
this?
doing? What is this?
Well, I heard this is a musical, so I'm here for it.
A
But
Joker musical?"
yeah, so she shared like a quick teaser announcing the film on social media. Doesn't really give you much. It's just like an animated snapshot of a dancing Joker and Harley all set to cheek. It's a cheeky nod to her Grammy winning collaboration with Tony Bennett, maybe. Um, so yeah, that's what they're seeing. Now the film is set to be released on October 10th, 2024. And
Mm.
it just confirms that this iteration of the Joker will be a musical. So yes, that is confirmed.
I
So
won't. I won't be watching. I hated the first Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, and I left halfway through. Actually, it was like an hour, maybe like 40 minutes in. I left. I was like, "Oh fuck this! This is stupid. It's the worst movie ever. I hate it." I left. It was so fucking dumb. So fucking dumb.
you
Ugh.
know,
And I hate musicals. It's so stupid.
I was here for the different mental take on it and stuff like that. Um, but a musical, I don't know if I could do. I probably can't.
What? Like, how are they gonna? How do they make that transition? That's so fucking dumb. Ugh. I'm so annoyed. I hate them.
I don't know. I don't know either. And I was like, a musical. When I was like, I can't be reading that right. When I first read the story, I was like, a musical. Okay, so it's like, so it's not even going to be a movie. It's going to be on the stage then. Maybe it's a stage, like, kind of like how they did, Harry Potter on the stage. Nope, it's a movie musical starring Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix.
There's one musical I liked, and it was High School Musical. Oh, so let's move on. We're done with that. Okay, we're done. Quit fucking. I hate like every TV show that ends up being on for like a long time has a fucking musical episode, and no matter what, I skip that fucking episode. I hate them. Like Grey's Anatomy, they're fucking in the middle of a trauma and they're fucking break out singing. Fuck
I
off
know.
with that shit. I can't stand that. I fucking hate it. I am so fucking triggered. I fucking hate musicals. I
Oh.
can't stand them. Oh, I hate them. The Grey's Anatomy triggers me so fucking bad.
That was my most like I did not like that episode. It was I sped through most of it. When they would stop and talk normal, I would listen, but that whole episode was like,
What a fucking train wreck.
yeah.
What a train wreck. Ugh, I'm so fucking triggered. I hate them.
Would
I hate all of
would you
them.
consider Pitch Perfect a musical?
Yeah, because I really don't like that movie either.
I love Pitch Perfect. I'm
I
here
really
for
don't
it.
that
I know all the
much.
songs.
I know you do. I don't really care for it that much. I thought some of it was funny, but I don't really care. I don't hate that one as much, but I think it's because like the whole movie, the concept is they're like in the choir, the singing groups or whatever. So like
Yeah.
that makes sense, you know what I mean? But to be like in someone's fucking chest, an operating room, and you're like singing some fucking song, I'm like, you got me fucked up. Quit singing and work on my fucking heart.
So
Like
Moulin Rouge, Wicked, none of those were for
I've
you.
never, no,
No,
never, never,
never, not
never.
never. Okay.
Nope. Ugh, I'm fucking triggered. But
So
anyway, let's
buy
see.
us movies to go watch. Buy us tickets to go see this movie. Got it.
Nope. You'll be going alone, girl. You'll be sitting by yourself
I'm not.
watching that fucking French title. I have. Is it French?
It's French. Yeah.
It sounds French. It sounds French as fuck because I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
Me neither.
Um, but anyways, let's move on and wrap up this episode with some world news. It's like an ESPN segment, but it's also like real world news. So WNBA star Britney Griner she's been in prison in Russia because she was facing drug charges, and she today of the recording of this, I believe it was today, was sentenced to 9 years in prison after being found guilty in the Russian drug trial. You see, I can't speak English. You want me to go watch a fucking French movie? No, thank you. Um, the judge found that Griner had criminal intent and said she was guilty of smuggling and storing illegal drugs. Griner, a 31-year-old Houston native who plays professional basketball for the Phoenix Mercury, was detained on February 17th at the Sheremetyevo International Airport in Russia when she returned to play the WNBA's offseason after she was accused of having vape cartridges containing hashish oil, which is illegal in the country. The two-time Olympic gold medalist who appeared in court Thursday for the final hearing in her trial was facing up to 10 years in prison, although 9.5 years was the maximum sentence with time served. Griner has a right to an appeal. Griner's attorneys told reporters outside of the courthouse in Moscow on Thursday that they plan to file an appeal immediately. And they said, quote, she's very upset, very stressed. She can hardly talk. Honestly, it's so difficult for her. U.S. President Joe Biden slammed Russia in a statement on Thursday morning following Griner's sentencing and called on Russia to release her immediately. Today, he said, quote, "Today, American citizen Brittany Griner received a prison sentence that is one more reminder of what the world already knew. Russia is wrongfully detaining Britney. It is unacceptable, and I call on Russia to release her immediately so she can be with her wife, loved ones, friends, and teammates." Biden wrote in the statement, "My administration will continue to work tirelessly and pursue every possible avenue to bring Britney and Paul Whelan home safely as soon as possible." Griner shared an emotional statement in court ahead of the verdict on Thursday morning. She apologized to her loved ones for the hurt that her detention has caused, and she said that her parents instilled hard work in her, and this value is what brought her to Russia. Um, so a lot of people are up in arms about this. Normally, we don't talk about politics, but it is an ESPN celebrity kind of segment that Vonnie likes to do. And normally, it's her, but I was like, I saw it today. I was like, okay, I'll add it.
You're, oh,
Yeah, really, I'm adding it because it was on The View, so I watch The View every day, so that's why. Um, it's I don't know. It's very interesting. Russia. Don't want to talk about them because I have a whole idea for a podcast about that. And that's not pop culture related.
yeah.
So politics aside, fuck Russia, fuck Putin, and yeah, bring Britney home. But but at the same time, like, you broke the law, girl. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's another kind of like play stupid games, win stupid prizes, you know what I mean? Like, you kinda whatever, but let her come home already. It's whatever. But the Biden administration really has their hands full right now, not only dealing with that, but their administration declared monkeypox like a public health emergency. Like that literally just came out. Secretary Xavier Becerra, I hope I'm saying his name right. Dude, everybody's got like these hard ass fucking names and
I
shit.
can't talk today. Well, everybody is testing us on our first episode back.
I'm telling
Lady
you,
Gaga and this French fucking musical. This fucking
everybody, fuck
everybody
that. Even Neo's ex-wife, soon to be ex-wife, her last name. Who said?
can't even talk.
So, in light of evolving circumstances on the ground, I'm declaring a public health emergency on monkeypox. We are prepared to take our response to the next level in addressing this virus, and we urge every American to take monkeypox seriously. Now, I will tell you, when I was in San Antonio, I was a little worried like this past weekend because they have several cases of monkeypox already over there in San Antonio. So I was like, and like everything that you see online about it. Like I really didn't know much about monkeypox until all this started coming out. I started reading about it. It is painful. It is painful and just awful and whatever. I definitely don't want that. So, guys out there, stay safe. Like, get those. There's a vaccine. There's, all sorts of stuff you can do for it. Make sure that you're, keeping yourself safe from monkeypox, COVID, everything else that's going on. God, what? I'm not even going to say it. I was going to say it, but I'm not going to say it because 2022 would be like, bitch, let me show you. Never mind.
Yeah, and then like the whole vaccine too, like you can't even get a vaccine really. Like they're not really like available for the world yet. So it's like as soon as it
Yeah.
is, I'll be like, shoot me up. Give me that shot because I ain't playing with these hoes.
Yeah, well, President Biden says that he's remaining committed, to this response and stuff, and that he is trying to ramp up the vaccine distribution. So we'll see how that goes, expand testing and educating people on it and stuff like that. But oh, I just see it. I can see it. Everybody's gonna be walking around with these big old boils, warts, whatever blisters that it. Oh, gross.
At least with COVID, you're just in bed, tired, girl, with a sore
I
throat.
know with a sore
We ain't,
throat.
we don't need that. We don't need all
That's
that.
it. That's it. Now
Ugh.
monkeypox is nope, can't do it. Can't
And
do it.
people thought this was just a sexually transmitted disease, but it's actually not. You can actually get it
No.
by rubbing on someone's clothing that has it.
Mhm.
Like just passing by someone and rubbing on their arm by accident, you can get it. So, ugh,
Mhm. Can you
the
imagine being
ghetto.
in the grocery store and accidentally
Not
walking
me.
past?
Not me.
Oh,
No.
not you, because you don't go to the grocery store. I mean, maybe like
No.
that is like cool. That's how we should go. Like just curbside everything.
But then it's also like when all of our friends are having birthday celebrations, I'm like, don't be take me to no pack club because I'm not trying to rub with nobody. I'm wearing a long sleeve.
It's 150 outside. I'm wearing a long sleeve. I don't give a
I'm wearing
shit.
a long sleeve. I'm wearing a mask. I'm wearing glasses to protect. I don't want no bodily fluids flying in my eyeballs. Stay away from me. Don't
Unless
touch
we're
me.
Oh, you don't drink anymore, but Ahmad,
No.
remember all those nights out drinking? We're just sharing food, sharing drinks.
Nope, I'm
Like
not.
we
You
are
won't
not in a
catch me doing that.
pandemic no more.
Nope. Humans are gross. That's the end of our very first episode for season 3. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hopefully we will be better at talking next week, and hopefully that there is like no celebrity drama that has to do with France or Spain or hard fucking countries that we can't even fucking pronounce. And
Or the
yeah,
UKians.
UKians, don't start with me, UKians. Stay over there. Do not start with me. Stay on your side of the fucking pond, okay? Do not come with this way. But that is it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you check us out on social media. If you're watching us on YouTube, our social media handles are on our little faces here. You can check them out. If not, you can just check the show notes from your phone and follow us. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.